Hello, you beautiful Mystic Karma family, friends. Thanks for joining me here. All right, so here are the messages. I have been talking about breaking up each sign into water, earth, fire, and Aquarius because each one of us play a role as a collective, right? Oh my God, you guys, okay, so here's what I need to get out. I said I was going to start making videos of the downloads and shit that I was getting for us to better be able to help us, right? So here we go. Okay, so first I'm going to get into the stuff that I have written down first, and then we'll get into each sign and what their role is and what needs to be done to end here in 2019 to shoot us out into 2020, right? All right, so first I have soul work on Thursday, which is December the 19th. Whatever is ending, do not talk to that person, place, or thing. Let it fall away. And so with that is whatever you're not putting your time and energy into on Thursday, let it fall away. Don't put the time, the effort, or the energy into manifesting and creating more chaos in that situation, right? This is actually, the putting us in alignment, right? The universe putting us in alignment for our abundance. That's why when I did the Earth video, all the tower moments, that massive tower moment for the Earth Babies video is because we've got another major, massive alignment coming in that's putting us where we need to be. Now, Friday, December 20th is when we hold faith, right? Focus on our good feelings. Again, let everything start falling away, because on Thursday is when we're getting deep with ourselves, starting to really think about where our future is, what we want to do for shooting into 2020, right? So we have that, right? And so what each sign, we all signed like a soul contract in the 5D, right? Saying this is what we were going to do when we all came down, and that's why our zodiac sign is such a big, huge placement in our chart here. From the time we were born to the sign that we are, to the work that we provide as a collective, right? So each sign promised as a collective. In the 3D realm, right? Like our tribal promise, our collective promises and roles, right? That's why each zodiac sign is something individual, and that's why we all as collectives are ascending at different times, different rates, different days, different. Because then we also made a individual promise to ourself, to source, right? And that was our personal promise. What we as this, like myself, Taurus, I myself as a Taurus, this is what I am going to work on. That's my personal promise in the 3D. And once you keep completing those cycles, that's why the doors keep opening. All right, so now we're going to start off with the Aries collectives. Your promise to source and as a collective is to follow your beliefs, right? The story, that's the story that you were born to live, right? When you were placed here, right, is to follow your beliefs. Because you're teaching us as a collective to be more like you, right? Because we're all, as a collective, we all have individual things that we're working on, and as a collective, as a whole, what we all need to work on. That's why the water is emotion of the planet. That's why Earth is the spiritual leader, the gatherers, the grounding, the voice for the planet, right? Then we have our fire signs, right? They're the passion and the creativity. of the zodiac, right? And then we have the air signs, which are the Aquarius, the Geminis, and the Libras, right? They're the voice of the planet, right? That's their job. That's their promise as a collective to come down here, right? All right, so anyway, so what you need to cut out before this next moon cycle here, for your ancestral bonds, for your independent, for your personal, you need to cut out bad career legacies from your life, right? That was the promise that you made about yourself, right? Making bad decisions and cutting it out of your life. Your job as a collective, as a whole, is to teach us how to catch our bad behaviors, right? To see it, stop it, and move forward with that, right? So it's about cutting the bad decisions out of your life, right? Because if it doesn't feel good, you shouldn't be doing it, Aries, right? All right, so then we have the Tauruses, right? Our promise to Source is to transform our life and transform the life and the world in the 3D. Teachers, leaders. I told you guys. I knew it. That's why this big, massive shift for the Taurus, that's why I felt it in my soul and felt it so deep. Is because it is me, it's us, this is bigger than us. That's why we keep unlocking each door, and then we're able to run, Tauruses, and then we have to stop, because then we have to sit back, we have to gather, we have to get the information out for the rest of the collectives so they can catch up in their journey, and that way those collectives can help this next set of collectives that are coming into their journey. See, paying it forward, guys, right? Okay. And so for the Tauruses, it's to transform their life and to transform the life of the world in the 3D realm here, right? Making these changes, that's our job. We are the manifestors and producers to make the transformation in the world, right? And what we need to cut out of our life during this transformation before 2020 here is cut out the lies that we tell ourselves. How we tend to fall back into those bad behaviors where we're like, okay, well, maybe I'm just not worthy enough. Maybe, why am I working my butt off? And this is not, I'm manifesting all this shit, right? And I'm trying to do all this shit and balance everything out, and nothing seems to be happening. In fact, it seems to be getting worse, right? Yeah, so I totally get it, and that's why we had the tower moment in the Earth Baby video, because we need to be able to prepare for this next moon cycle. So it's going to be pretty massive again, Taurus says, so prepare yourself for that as well. Because we need to step into this journey with confidence, right? Use that inner wisdom that we are getting, the downloads that we are getting through music, through signs, synchronicities, omens, whatever it is, right? We know whatever your situation is, you feel the tug. I feel it. So I know you do, right? Okay, so then we have Geminis. Their promise to Source is to master themselves, because that's why Geminis, there's two of them, right? They're twins. Twinning, right? So their job as a collective, because they're a twin, is to master their own self. To master their own self-control between love and ego, because there is two of them, so they fight with each other, right, over who is about to win. And it's about, for the Geminis, finding a nice, happy balance. Still keeping time for meditation, still keeping ego, because you need both. You still need both to be able to move forward, to make these changes, right? But it's really about finding that balance, Gemini. What you need to cut out is poor boundaries within yourself, right? You always set a boundary, but you don't follow through with those boundaries. So what you need to do for 2020, and what you're needing to shed, is making sure that you're enforcing your balance, your rules, and following through with what you set for your own self while you're twinning, right? All right, so then we have Cancers, right? Cancer's promise to Source, right, is to live their lifestyle by their beliefs, right? They're the purebreds, right? In the zodiac chart, right? Because they're meant to live their lifestyle in their emotions. If it doesn't feel good, it's not gonna happen, right? If it doesn't feel good, it's supposed to fall away out of your vibrations, right? So that's what it's getting you to recognize here before 2020 in this next shift, Cancer. Now what you need to cut out is bad decisions about yourself, right? Stop making bad. You're always putting yourself on hold to benefit other people. It's about stopping that, okay? Because you got to stop with the poor judgments about yourself, putting yourself on the back burner. It's time to put yourself first, because you have abundance that you're meant to create for yourself as well, right? So if you're unhappy, it's a bad decision, Cancer, in your life, right? Because your promise to self and Source is to live by your lifestyle and your beliefs. Your beliefs. Okay, Leo, your promise to Source here in the 3D is to live with your heart, right? You tend to procrastinate in love and again put yourself on the back burner for a quick satisfaction, right? Like layaway love. I'm happy right now, my heart is good, but it's not seeing into the future, right? So you're not building your future in strong foundations because you're living for self right now, ego, not love, right? So if you don't love it, Leo, it is meant to go in your life. Then it's not making you happy. It's meant to go. It's meaning for you to recognize ego and recognize love and what makes you feel good and able to move you forward in creating your abundance. 1233, amen. 1234, what? So if you don't love it, it's got to go. You're here to teach us to live in our heart. Opening that heart chakra, right? So if your heart's not in it, then it's a no, Leo. That's what I'm told here. So what you need to cut out is the bad habits within yourself. Your health habits, Leo. Food and sleep patterns over these next 2 weeks is going to cause health issues if you don't cut these bad habits out. Shooting into 2020, okay? So cut out your bad daily habits. It's about recognizing these habits within yourself, right? All right, Virgo, so your promise to Source is to live emotionally well, right? Your promise is to feel good. So you feel good. You live in the moment, whatever makes you feel good, right? Because you were born feeling damned, like you were born feeling cursed, like, why can't I find love? Why is this? Why is this? But that's because you were here to break that cycle, right, of feeling good. You are meant to live emotionally well, to live by your emotions, feeling good, right, in the moment, because that's how you're manifesting, right? What you need to cut out of your life over the next two weeks is bringing the anti-love that you have for yourself, right? It's all about nurturing yourself, feeling good, moving you forward, right? And your self-loathing. Why is this happening to me? Why did I, whatever. It doesn't matter. That has nothing to fucking do with pushing you into the future, because it's about bringing this to your attention so you can break the ancestral cycles and start anew, okay? Libra, your collective promise to Source is to live by your principles, lead by example, of living just on your principles, letting go of harsh feelings, right? So again, you know, teaching your values, leading by example, living your life by the principles that you're choosing, because that makes you happy, Libra, right? Okay, so what you need to cut out over the next 2 weeks here is bad feelings about yourself, nurturing yourself a new positive way. Again, don't fall back into those bad behaviors. You need to find something new, following your passions. That's where your abundance is, guys, right? Connecting with source, right? All right, Scorpio, you're next. So your collective promise here in the 3D is to live by your values, right? If you don't value it, then it doesn't you can't compromise it, right? If that's not what you're investing your time is thinking and believing wholeheartedly in the value of what you're building in your future foundations, right? That means something to you. It's living by your value, right? And what you are here to teach us as collectives how to live by our values, right? Because you're the example. You're the example of living by your values and achieving whatever success you have, right? You know, and so what you need to cut out over the next 2 weeks is quit judging yourself, right? That negative thinking, negative thoughts about yourself. Scorpios, you need to have confidence in yourself, right? So then Saggies, your collective promise to source here is to live by example, right? You're setting the example for us to see how to live by our example, right? You're the walking example of your beliefs, right? The tour guides of life. For us to see how to live our life by example, right? What you need to cut out is devaluing yourself and quit putting yourself down. You cannot sacrifice yourself and your beliefs for a quick minute satisfaction, right? Okay, so Capricorn, here's what your job here, your promise as a collective here is to master faith, right? And have no doubts, right? In walking straight, firm in your beliefs in who you are and mastering your faith, right? What you need to cut out over the next 2 weeks is this bad behavior. Things that are not working for you, right? The things that are working against you, the negative habits and negative behaviors that you have in yourself. If you're a nail biter, biting your fingers all the way down to the quick, and you're bleeding now, you know, that's a bad habit. If you're getting anxiety and you go and sit down and eat, you know, 3 bowls of popcorn and ice cream because you're, you know, do you feel like it? That's a bad habit, right? So Capricorns, really it's about your negative behaviors and the negative habits within yourself, because your body is a temple, right? Right. All right, so the Aquarius, your promise as a collective here is to, you're the living example to the world, right? You're the model citizens, right? You're the voice of the planet, right? You think of humanity with your heart, right? So it's about speaking with your heart when you are speaking, right? And so what you need to cut out, what your core issue is over the next 2 weeks before you shoot into 2020, is you must face your core fears, right? Because you abandon your faith when you're down and out, and you surrender to your fear. And it's about learning how to not do that, not counteract that negative behavior with good behavior, right? Raising your vibes, because that's what's going to shoot you into 2020. And as a collective, you're the damn voice of the planet. You're the oldest fucking water sign, or air sign in the zodiac, right? Right. Yeah. So you got a lot of that wisdom, right? And that's why you are meant to be the voice of the planet and be the model citizen, that example to the world, right? Being able to speak your piece, talk what's going on, right? Being able to do it freely, because that's what gets us to think, you know, when we hear, oh, I guess I never thought of it this way, or being the voice for the planet. I have an Aquarius friend who goes on like ghost hunts, and they record and take video and do all that, and they're able to capture and be the voice to give the message to the spirit realm, right? So there's a voice, right? He's also in radio DJing, playing music. So that totally fits in with who he is, being the voice of the planet, right? But his 2020, amen, 2222, thank you. And so again, now we have the Pisces, right? Your promise as a collective Pisces are, you are the living legacy of what you believe, right? You live life by your beliefs, whether you're right or wrong in what you think, right? But that's your job, is to live by your beliefs, set those boundaries, and live by that structure, those core beliefs that are pulling you, nagging you, taking you into a realm that is giving you guys a lot of fear and anxiety. I did the water video today too, for the Scorpio, Cancers, and the Pisces, and all of this just fits in with where we were. The Tower moments, 21:21, amen, 21:22, wow, amen. Where we were in the water sign and in the earth sign for the Taurus, the Virgos, and the Capricorns. On Wednesday will be the fire in the air, so I'll be able to put your guys' together as well and see where you are. But anyway, so that is your legacy, is having your boundaries and setting your structure, having a plan, making that plan, sticking to that plan, and doing that. So what you need to cut out, what you need to work on before 2020 here, is your abandonment of the world. Because you're the fishies. You swim away when things that are getting you stressed, or things you don't want to deal with. You swim away, right? Ghosting, right? You Pisces, 2222, amen. See, you Pisces are good for ghosting, right? So what you must do is stay present and help us as a collective, man. Deal with the world, right? You got to stop checking out on us, man, and just swimming away when shit gets rough. We're all as collectives going through this. You can't fucking bail either. You guys are funny. All right, so put on your big boy, yeah, so that's what I got here too, was put on your big boy or girl britches and rock star your fucking legacy then, right? Because Pisces, you guys are compassionate, right? And you show up where you belong in the world, so it's time to show up where you belong in the world, right? And that's stepping into your journey here and trying to work on yourself and understanding who you are and what your sign is in the zodiac, so you can move forward in 2020, right? And building new foundations in love, because it is about future foundations, 2333, amen. It is about building future foundations in love, brick and mortar. Bam. So that's what I got for tonight. And that just proves to me that I am thankful for you guys, right? For allowing me to be myself, allowing me to really understand my gifts, really put the time, the effort, and the energy into understanding who I am and what my gifts are for, right? Understanding how to work with the gifts that I have in being who I am, because I am a visual learner. And I also want to say thank you guys for the donations, the ones of you that have been donating, because you are putting that money back into new oracles, you know, into my passion, which then I'm able to 2444, amen, what, because then I'm able to visually see and put out my passions and help you guys move further as well, and capturing your abundance and your passion and learning how to break your ancestral bonds before we start a new year, and a new cycle, because if you get stuck in ego, that's another 10 years of shitty shit karma, guys, right? And I'm no man left behind in the mystic family, man. Whatever we got to do to keep lifting each other up is what we need to do, because we can't deny it now. From this point forward, we know what our sign is, what we're here for. We understand as a collective our journey. So we understand what our gifts are, and why these shifts are so massive here, because these are the ancestral, the 777 spiritual connection that I was getting. It's all starting to tie into me now with my puzzle pieces and what I'm understanding, and why it's 2555. What? See, your angels are watching. Blessing. So, you know, and allowing me to be myself, right? Allowing me to be open with who I am and speak my truth, because being an empath, sometimes we tend to shelter ourselves, and so I understand that for all the empaths, and I've been noticing most of the people that have been coming to me are empathic, and so, you know, it's learning how to deal with that and the anxieties when it kicks in, what it feels like when you're getting downloads from spirit. What does that feel like? And that's going to feel like that's the headaches and the pressure in your head, kind of like somebody is like squeezing your forehead, right? It's like someone kind of cracks an egg on your head, and you know how you get that feeling where somebody does that in your hair when your hair's down, and it gives you the goosies all the way down your spine to the very tip of your bone, right? Those are the downloads that you're getting, and you'll notice after you start getting those downloads that you'll think of something and you'll be like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that before? Or a song will play, or you know, you'll be all of a sudden trying to lay down and rest in that meditative state, and you'll have that happen, and you'll know that it's a download, and you need to get up and start writing shit down, right? Because then, you know, something pops on your phone and you're like, oh my God, that confirms what I was talking about. I got to get this down, right? That is what it feels like. That is what you're going to be going over in the next 2 weeks. And again, make sure to remember that for Soul Work Thursday, whatever is ending, don't put any time into it. Let it fall away. And for Friday, make sure you're holding your faith, because that's what we're going to focus on. That's going to shoot us into 2020, right? Okay. I got to get ready for bed, you guys. Tomorrow is Workflow Vibe Tuesday. So much peace and so much love, and so that was my download that I am sharing with you guys, and so hopefully we can learn from this and understand how to break these ancestral bonds now that we know what each individual sign, our job, as a collective, as an individual is, so we can move forward. Amen. So much peace, so much love, you guys. I'm totally out. I'll check in with you tomorrow.